Hi, boys and girls. So for your math activity today, you're going to be talking about comparison bars. So what you'll see on your activity is the following comparison bars at the top of your page, and then you have three questions. So before I discuss with you what your questions are kind of asking, I wanted to remind you that when you're looking at a comparison bar, the best way to think about it is to think about it as a math mountain. So if we think about it as a math mountain, obviously the number up at the top is our total, and then the two smaller numbers, the two numbers down below, are our add-ins. So we would add our add-ins to get our total. If we don't know what our add-in is, if we're missing an add-in, remember we can always subtract from our total. So we would take our total and we would subtract an add-in to get the other add-in. Oops, I can't spell. So for this first equation, for this first comparison bar, you can see that Maya has 56 stamps. Ben has, we're not sure how many stamps Ben has, but we know that it's 18 fewer than Maya has. The reason I say fewer is because he's on the bottom, obviously, so that means that he has less than Maya. So if I wanted to find out what Ben has, I would just remember that if I have a total and I have an add-in, I would subtract to find my other add-in. And that's going to give me Ben's total. Then down here, I have unknown. Darla is our unknown for this one. So since Darla is our unknown, but we do have our two add-ins, I said that, oopsie, I'm starting to erase stuff on accident. In order to get our total, we would just have to add our two add-ins together to get the total. So if I want to know what Darla has, I would add my two add-ins. Now, how this will help us when we go to answer our questions is the first one will tell us who has the most stamps. And it does say to show your work either using pictures or equations or words. A good way to do that would be to show what it is that you did to figure out who has the most. The second question says, how many more does Darla have than Maya? There's a very big key word in there. How many more? If your teacher is anything like Mrs. Mansfield, your teacher probably taught you that when you hear the word more or fewer after a number, you would put that number in your oval. So you might want to go and visit your ovals and see if you can figure out how many more Darla has than Maya. Then your last one says to write another question that could be answered using these comparison bars. Well, I'm going to tell you that in reality, technically you could say, Maya has such and such, which is such and such more than Ben. You can use literally one part of this comparison bar to write a question, because the only two questions that you can't ask are who has the most stamps and how many more does Darla have than Maya. Anything else that goes along with these comparison bars would be something that would work just fine for you. All right, I bet you that if you remember to think about it as a math mountain, you'll do just fine with this question. Good luck, boys and girls.